Okay, here we go again. Actually, I'm going to refresh this, see if it shows up now, because I'm doing a new scope. Let's see if it does. There it goes. Alright. So I want to show this. I like it shows the scopes down there. I didn't realise. I just want to show you something quick and do a pair of tips. This is... Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once with one hand. Okay, it's got those there and right here. That's what I want to talk about, is that part there. And I'll talk about it on the phone. Right. Enough of this. Let's go back to... stay. Come on, tell. There we go. Hi, welcome in. Hi, Catherine. This one is a quick... Sorry. Stay. This tripod's a bit worn out. Got a new one now. What I showed you initially was the web view of my Periscope account. Something in case you didn't know about this, and I want to just promote it here and also give you a plug for my stuff. My name is Barry Selby, and my website is barryselby.com. I am in the arena of relationship expertise, and that's my strength, but I'm also a geek and a nerd, so I'm fascinated with Periscope, so I love doing Peri Tips, which is what I'm doing right now. I do these daily, as well as my Love Scope, and this one is based on the live links addition to Periscope, both on the web view and in the app. If you want to reach out to your audience more and have more success and more connection, the easiest way, because you can have, you can have a sheet of paper you hold up, and you can stick it in, people stick in the comments for you, which is great. But an even better way, because it's there all the time, is to put it into your profile, in your description. So let me just tap back here again. You can see this and I can read it clearly. Read that. Focus there. You see there's one live link. Sorry, let me do it with the cursor, it'll be easier to see. There's one live link there, another live link there. So that's one of the kind of cool things. So let me just stick it back up here and camera. There we go. Sorry, my tripod. Stay there. That's another Peri tip. Get a tripod that works. So, what I want to say about that is, it's a great place for your clients to get in touch with you. In my case, I have two live links in my profile, both that shows up both here in Periscope in the app, but also on the website, which is periscope.tv/your user, your handle. I've decided that in mine I'm putting in two links. One link is because I'm offering discovery sessions to my clients who find me. So I've got a live link in there for that, which is very straightforward. They click on that, go straight to my website, either from mobile or from the web browser. And the second thing I did, because I'm giving out so many tips over Periscope and giving a lot of Peri tips to my followers in a group that I'm part of, I figured why not make it reciprocal. So what I've said in there as well is my second link below that is actually a PayPal link to a donation button. So I've set it up where people who want to get tips from me or like supporting my tips can donate to me directly. It's like money comes in, I give stuff out. It's a great give and take system. So if that's something you do, if you give teaching out over Periscope, why not put a link in your profile like I did, which is a nice way for people to reward you. Now, yes, my primary work is coaching. That's where most of my income comes from, and most of my stuff from my book sales. But it's always nice to have someone just go, yeah, I want to throw you $10, or $3, or $20, or $100. Even more is fun. But having that availability to be sponsored or to be donated to when you're giving out advice and coaching and stuff over Periscope, it's not selling your services. It's just simply saying, if you've got value, I'd welcome something back. That, for me, is more of a sharing society type thing. But anyway, back to the original point. You can think about that and see what you think. But here's the bottom line. You have the opportunity through your profile, both in Periscope app and in Periscope in web browser, to give some people access to you directly. You can even put your email address in there if you wish to. I don't personally do that because you can get people who you can get spams and phishing spams and spiders and stuff going through your site and finding things that they can click onto. If it's your website, it's safe. If it's your email address, they can spam you, and that's annoying. So I recommend if you're going to put something in your a live link into your profile, I recommend highly that you use a link to your website, not an email address. So that's a double Peri tip. So again, thank you. Appreciate it, Jai. You're back again. Nice to have you here. So again, reminder, you have the ability to put live links into your profile in Periscope and on your web view. Same thing, by the way. You put in one, it shows up the other. And I've found out you can right now put two links in that work together. So I was surprised. I think you can only put one, but you put two in there. So I've done that. One is a link to my site for discovery sessions with clients, say it clearly. And the second one is a link for donations. It's that easy. So that's basically what I'm just letting you know about. Simple, straightforward, and ideally something you can use. So you know I do Peri tips every day. So far I've done that for the last 3.5 weeks. Clues, hints, guidance, keys, shortcuts to make your Periscope experience more fun if you're a broadcaster. And a viewer sometimes too. So if you like that, make sure you follow me on Periscope. And if you swipe right on the iPhone, swipe down on the Droid, you can tap on follow. And you can follow me that way, both on Periscope. You can do it here or on the replay. So by the way, if you're watching this in the replay, you do the same thing there. You can tap on 3 hearts in the replay, and you click on the live links in the replay, and you can also share it with your followers in the replay. And you can follow me in the replay. Just make sure you get that clear. So the Periscope replay for 24 hours on Catch doesn't work that way, but on Periscope it does in the live links. So, I mean, the live links always work, but your ability to follow the profile is only up for 24 hours, so follow me then. But I'll be back again tomorrow, sometime, probably around the same, maybe a little bit early, we'll see. I'll usually do early in the day, to do a love scope and a Peri tip. That's my 2 things I do every day, at least. So if you're following me on Periscope, you're going to see me announce a love scope once a day, and a Peri tips every day. And sometimes I do other things. I mean, share-a-thons often every other day as well. So that's it. So any questions, thoughts about that? If you want to donate, feel free to tap on the button. I don't mind that at all. And if you want to follow me, that's great on Periscope. So that's a little tip for you. Use the live links in your own profiles. If you have a product, program, website, put it in the live link. Get your message out there. Because Periscope is a marketing tool as well as a social media connection and an outlet to do live streaming. You can also market your services. I have a friend of mine who's a coach as well who helps me out. She has basically gained 4 clients in the last month through Periscope marketing, just sharing her teachings. I've got people coming to me for help as well because what I teach here, because Periscope is an incredibly useful, bring it back. Periscope is a very useful vehicle to share your knowledge. And I'm a fan of that. I definitely love promoting it and sharing it with people because I think Periscope is the next evolution of media. I believe, and I said this before and I say it again, that Periscope is going to become citizens' news media. This is going to become the tool we can use to report news to the World Wide Web, bypassing the news media, bypassing the press, bypassing the TV stations, bypassing the ownership, bypassing everything and doing a live stream of news from wherever you are. As long as you have an internet connection and it's not throttled down by the government, you can share the news of what's happening in your part of the world through Periscope. That to me is beyond what they expect. I think that's the thing of the future. So I'm a big fan of Periscope for what it can bring and what's possible. It's a teaching platform, yes, which I love to be able to share and support people on it. But the biggest thing for people about Periscope, and this is about the third time I've done this, I keep coming this vision about where it's going, is an ability to share, support, and spread the word about something of value. I've seen news reports from different hotspots, literally firefighting hotspots, where someone used Periscope to share what was happening there. So I knew more about what was happening in the location than the news media did, because it was on Periscope. So this is a cool avenue to play in. So again, Periscope is a great resource, but also a great avenue to express, to share, to teach, to disseminate information, to share news. It's also a place to connect with clients. Well, they've got control. Well, that's the thing. I'm not supporting that one because I don't want that to happen. You know, they might. And the biggest concern is like places like Egypt or Syria or other countries where they have this app on their phones, but the government blocks internet. That's another problem. But the thing is, if they do that, the government's going to block everything. They can't selectively block stuff. So my feeling is Periscope can be a really powerful tool, and frankly, Periscope could be the thing that overthrows the news media completely. I mean, news media may use Periscope, but the thing about Periscope is when it's live to the web, there's no editing, there's no makeup. Well, there might be makeup, not on me, but it's raw footage. It's real. There's no twisting, repurposing stuff that's out there and making it look what it's and to mistell a story. But Periscope is real, exactly. So I'm a big fan of what Periscope can do. So besides being a marketing tool and a place to teach and avenue to express through, which I love doing with, the ability for it to become a news outlet is unprecedented, and it's not tapped yet, but it will be. So I'm a big fan of what Periscope's about and where it's going. So that's one reason I do Peri Tips, which is what this is to make your experience with Periscope easier and more successful so you can get out and do stuff. I'm a big fan of using Periscope for constructive purposes. I'm not a big fan of the, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's not my, I tend to block those people, or at least not follow them. But I love people using Periscope to share, to teach, to inspire, to share good information, because I may not know about it otherwise. So this is now becoming an educational service, maybe. So I love Periscope for that. It's become an addiction in a way. It's become a passionate tool that I promote and subscribe to. So I love what this can do, where we're going. If you watched any of the scopes from Periscope Summit New York last week, some of the content I heard about, I was so impressed by, and that's one reason I talk about this, because I got some ideas from what they said about what we can do next. This app in the right hands can change the world. It's an interesting thought. You know, when there's these marches in Citizens United or Million Mamas March or Black Lives Matter, any of these things that are out there that are shown through Periscope can become an incredible voice for the masses, a voice for citizens. Do you know what that means? I mean, that bypasses all the censorship. And that's what's cool about this alone, because the thing about Periscope is it doesn't go through a website, out on the web somewhere. You're watching me most likely on your smartphone. Some people watch on the web, but mostly on the smartphone. That means you're seeing what I'm saying without anything in between, except maybe a delay of broadcast and reception. But it means what's possible is any open communication anywhere in the world. Just like Periscope's got some good stuff in store, and I just know it's going to get bigger and bigger. And we're at the beginning. We are the pioneers, as I've said before. You know, the millions of people who are using Periscope is a drop in the bucket compared with many people who use Twitter and Facebook. So we are the early adopters, hence all the bug fixes. But it means that we are the ones in the front of a big tidal wave of users, of people who can use this device. So we can teach our fellow friends and family and fans how powerful it can be to have Periscope in our toolbox. This is big. So I know I started talking about the live links, but I keep getting into this thing about telling people, you've got to get Periscope. It's a great app. But you've got to use it for the right purposes. So my mission is becoming an evangelist for this somehow. Not that I'm not marking myself that way, but I guess I'm becoming a bit of a spokesperson for Periscope because I see the power of it, and I've invited so many friends to join it because it gives us an opportunity to share. What up? Good to see you. Yusuf, good to see you here. And Yusuf's I'm a nerd and a geek. Yusuf is way ahead of me. This boy, Yusuf Chowdhury, is so on social media, connections, networking, stuff like that. Just amazing. I'm a follower of his, and I'm also a fan of the stuff I'm a fan as well. And I'm talking about how Periscope, besides being a great place to resource clients because you put your live links in your profile like I did, just a quick plug for those just joining, there's 2 live links in my profile to show you. Just type it in, and you click on it in the app or on the website. You're welcome. Oh, absolutely, my pleasure. And in my particular case, I've got a link to my website for a discovery session. And I've also got a live link for a donate button. Why not? I'm putting information to get value back. Yusuf, you probably should do that if you don't already do it yourself. So bottom line again is that's what the power of Periscope is. 1, it's to create a market for audience, for clients, share stuff, to be a teaching tool. And 2, the power of it to change the media platform of the world. So we are cool people being at the forefront of this. I'm just saying, you guys and me, we're like, ooh, we're in the beginning of this. This is going to be fun. Thank you. That's exactly that. And again, that link, thank you, Yusuf, that link is actually in my profile. That's again the power of having live links in your profile. You can just do that right away. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. So again, I may just sit on this point again about the power of Periscope because it's come up 3 times now in my scopes because I keep getting this vision, this picture of how this can be a live news media outlet for the citizens, for the people of the world. If something happens, now of course it does depend upon the infrastructure, like cell towers and that sort of thing to work. But if you've got signal, you could share anything over Periscope. And if it's big news, good news, it will get spread by wildfire. I could be in radio, it's true, I have a radio voice. But I've not found an avenue that let me into that easily, so I've never pursued it. But thank you for that thought, it's true. I have been told that more than once. Thank you for that agreement. I appreciate that. So, Periscope, mark my words, within 5 years, probably within 2, will have changed the landscape of social media, of news media, and of the world because of this app. Firmly believe that's going to happen. There are other apps that are coming. I know, Blurb? No, is that right? I'm just messed it up totally. Thank you. Yes. Blab, that's the word. Blab.im. I was just blanked on the name of it. Blab came out after this, which is a great discussion forum because it's 4 people at a time. Similar format, but Periscope is on the road. Well, Periscope apparently is Blab.im. It's a 4-way video conference. Thanks for that. Facebook and YouTube are trying to catch up with, well, Facebook and Google are trying to catch up with Periscope. It's so far ahead of the game. Yeah, because iPhone does have Blab, but it's not as easy to do on the road. It's better to do it when you're sitting down. Whereas Periscope is really mobile. That's a powerful tool and resource you can use. Exactly. They don't understand yet, but they will. This is exciting. I mean, we are the pioneers. We're the cutting edge. We are on the leading edge of this environment. Well, thank you. Nice to see you too. Is this? Sorry, I have to see who that was because I haven't connected in ages. So who's this? Australia. Oh, hey Diane, how are you? So I missed some of those comments that come up. Oops, back to me again. And there we go. Okay. Oops. I tapped it once and it double tapped itself. That was strange. So yes, so having got off topic, for those of you who just joined me, I'm talking to talk about the live links. Yes, we're interested in what's the changes. That Yusuf right there, the genius social media guru. Live links in your profile help people connect with you. In my case, I've got a live link to my website and a live link to my donate button on PayPal. So I receive donations happily for very tips like this and beyond. And back to the final point, which is the change that's going to the change that we heard around the world. The Periscope will change the way things are done in social media. So I'm glad I'm hosting all this dialogue for you guys to enjoy, because Yusuf is famous now. Apparently, he's a lot more friends than I do, and they're on my scope. I love that. Hey, how are you? It's good to have you here. Lisa's back. Okay, and I love it. I love all these people. It's so much fun to watch. And basically, I love Yusuf because he's so dynamic, so much fun, so much great stuff to do. So, all right. So, since you're dialoguing with each other, I can sit and watch unless you have any questions for me or you want to share anything about what you think about Periscope's future. Yes, confidence. That's how I'll say that too. Periscope is a really good platform. I mean, my comfort level speaking in front of audiences and groups has gained momentum the last 2 months of using Periscope. It's such a great little teaching tool. There are 10 plus million users, Yusuf, yes. And that's a drop in the bucket compared with Twitter and Facebook. So we've just barely begun. We're not in the billions yet. So we are really, and those 10 plus million, none of the live streaming apps got that yet. What I was going to say is that there's 10 plus million people using Periscope, but maybe less than 1% are actually using it as a broadcast technology. And those 10 plus million, most of them are viewers. So I don't think 10 plus million are actually broadcasting. 1%. So that's, if it's 10 plus million people using it, that's 100,000 people using Scope as a broadcaster. That's not many. 100,000 people broadcasting on Periscope, if there's 1% of 10 million. Yeah, that's right. I'm just make sure I do the math right in my head. It's not that complicated. Yes, you don't. By the way, Periscope changed the location accuracy after some people got complaints about how too accurate. Now it's a bit more vague, so it just does basically like a 2 or 3 block radius, so it's not quite so specific. So if you want to use location, it does get you more followers, I've heard. Exactly, true, Yusuf. And that's the thing, is that Periscope is still a viewer-biased device. Those of us who are doing Periscopes are so far ahead of the curve. You know, people who've got Periscope are ahead of the curve. The broadcasters are even further ahead of the curve. So what that means for the future, yes, more people are going to use it, but how many people are going to be broadcasters? Oh, let me say this. How many are going to be broadcasters who give value, not just entertainment? Because there are a lot of people doing Periscope now. I stopped watching because they're just wasting time for me. I don't need to know that they're going to Starbucks. I don't need to know that they are really getting their hair done. Right. Well, I don't block that many, thankfully. I only block the trolls. People follow me if they want to. I don't mind. I love people following me as long as they get value. And I've got 400 and something people following me, 500 now, something like that. I don't see that many people ever on my scopes. Exactly, I agree with you. You know, my scopes usually have anything from like 20, well, if it's quiet, maybe 10, up to 50 sometimes. That's less than 10% of the people who are following me. So it's not about followers. Yeah, well, basically, it doesn't take much to be a troll. You need a Twitter account and the app. That's it. And then you can block. You can be really annoyed. So trolls are very. You're never going to block them because there's no entry block here for them. They can get on. They can get on a Twitter account with nothing else on it. They can then get Periscope and start sending nasty messages. And until they get enough feedback from Periscope, they won't be blocked by everybody. Yes, Lisa, they can be fun when they're polite, when they're real trolls. There is a group organized troll that attacks scopers. What? Gross. When you follow men following all naked girls, the most thing is, to be honest, a lot of women get hit on in Periscope, like show us your boobs type stuff, which is really the most annoying thing to watch, and it's so juvenile. But like this guy who was on my scope before, he was insulting, but he wasn't blatant. He was like he was messing around, so I didn't block him because he wasn't that bad as far as I'm concerned. Interesting. So Blab's got lower signal noise. You mean lower crap people? You changed the troll last night. You turned around. See, that's the thing. That's awesome. But it's not something you want to make your priority. You haven't got time. And by the way, you can block trolls in the replay as well as in your first playthrough too. Thank you, Lisa. You're such a loving person. I so appreciate you offering that. That was funny. But that's the thing. In any format, there's going to be people who are committed, people who are biased towards themselves. As I say, there's mainly main two groups on when I think as broadcasters, the teachers and the me's, the ones who just want to be seen. So there's two different flavors of scopers, I think, doing broadcasts. A good humoresque, that's an interesting word play. Sorry, just sitting up better again. You want to touch you, yeah, that's pretty perverted. Not perverted, but it's just bizarre. So you touch the screen, just tap and give hearts, be done. Yeah, and they actually did a talk on this at Periscope Summit last week about internet bullies and stuff. So this is under the same heading. What can you do about trolls? Just block them. Well, bullies are worse because they don't play as obvious necessarily. They progressively build. And I got bullied at school, so I have the emotional experience from my history. But the internet's different energy. True, but when someone just puts up a message that's totally flagrant, whether it's an insult or a slander or a racist thing or something else, or they like telling women to flash themselves, those are trolls. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to do one thing over here whilst I'm watching some progress on something. All right. Yes. I'm running out of steam for a second. I know you're busy talking. Is there any other thoughts, questions about this, about the future of Periscope? Since I started off with this thing about live links, we can actually get to my website and to my donation. Share those stocks. Nice. Well, there's a block button that basically blocks them from following your scopes. They just won't be able to follow they can follow somebody else's. But see, the thing is, what I believe about trolls, because a troll just gets a generic Twitter account to get Periscope, those trolls will just go and get another Twitter account, get another Periscope account. Well, yes, they no longer exist, but they no longer exist in your feed. But they can go and say, like, they get Fred12, you block them, they go back to Twitter and create a new account called Fred13, they can just start another account on Periscope and do it again. So there's nothing to stop them doing it more than once, unfortunately. And those who are malevolent will do that. So Periscope doesn't have any front door vetting. They can't prove, and that's the thing is, if you had to prove something by putting your phone number in or social security number or something that makes you identifiable, that might limit the number of people coming through Twitter. Well, it's true. It is a waste of time and energy, but the thing is, they do get annoying. Well, Yusuf, I believe, instead of a report button, I believe that Periscope does scan for if somebody gets a lot of blocks, and they flag the users that way. I think there may be some sort of system in place. I hope there is. But basically, if someone gets blocked by several different users, they get flagged to Periscope. You've had 2 passive-aggressive female bullies. Wow. Doing buttons, especially with broadcasts. You can block multiple times because I'm missing saying something I said. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Want to track down on Facebook? Well, on Facebook, at least you can report them. I know that. Yeah. Well, Lisa, something tells me, I know you enough from what I've seen of your scopes and stuff to know that you don't take crap lying down. You stand up for yourself. So I'm sure you schooled her pretty good. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, those buttons are close together, so you've got big thumbs, you might tap the wrong button. So it's sometimes challenging, so, you know. Yeah. No, yeah, Lisa, good job, by the way. Yes, true. I'm glad that you did do what you needed to do. So any other... Oops. Oh, you fell off? Is that you? Keep a posse close. I think you mean posse with an E, is that what you mean? That sort of posse? You drop, yeah. Well, if you missed them, a lot of people were commenting and laughing and complimenting you on what you did. So you may have missed their comments. So you were getting a lot of feedback from people. You notice mean behavior is sometimes promoted by the top people. How do you mean that? You mean some of the big people at big audiences are mean to other people in Periscope? That's not cool. That's what you mean. So you need to fix that. Be educated. Be, yeah, exactly. Maybe one day, just for fun, we'll need to police and help scopers from trolls. Well, I'm part of a Periscope newbies group, and I do talk about trolls in there, so I am helping people become very savvy and aware how to take care of themselves. Yeah, but then how do you know? Do you like post it somewhere and there's going to be a blog post? We can all say, block this name, block that name, block this name. Is that how we're going to do it? How do you make it a committee type thing? Oh, just want to help out, you know. Freedom of joining allows all types. Exactly the point. Yeah, that's the thing is there's no bar which you're going to come over to get into the program. It's a computer and Twitter and access. So, you know, yeah, it's part of the journey. I love this Perry tips. I start off with a Perry tip, and it goes way off track by the time I finish. For anybody who's joining me, I'm just going to do it one more time at the beginning because this is like a 2-second thing before we get back to what we're on now, which is something different. Started about the live links in Periscope, so you can get those in your... Cool. People are working together. I love this stuff. So what is the tip? The tip was at the beginning of this scope, way back at the beginning. I'm just watching the notes. I use Blab on my phone because my camera on my laptop is messed up right now. So the tip from the beginning was about the fact you can put live links in your Periscope profile. So let me just show you on here. This is on my computer view, but you see there's 2 live links there, here and here. And that's the same thing I put in through my iPhone live profile for Periscope. And you see the first one is the consult button. That's the consult on my website. And this one is the tip jar donation button. So people can donate to me if they want. Oops, there we go. So it's one of these flexible tripods, so it's not as stable as I like it to be. I might have to get one of those rigid tabletop ones. Can you make the font smaller? On which? On your profile? Which font? On the comments or on the... I'm from England originally. I live in the States. I'm actually an Essex boy. In fact, one group I'm in, a lot of people in that group from the same part I'm from. Profile. No, there's the heading and then there's the profile. And it's all fixed size. So you're getting trolls and bullies and you're doing something right. They hate winners. That's true. Although some of the now they need to integrate with OS 9 have those links up in the side window. How do you mean? It is integrated with iOS 9. They just brought out an update to Periscope to fix the audio bug in iOS 9 and with the iPhone 6s, by the way. So I'm not sure what you meant by that one. I'm waiting for a response. It went quiet suddenly. I'm like waiting for the comments like blurring and then they stopped. So I'm going, oh no, my pleasure. This is just so you know, I do Perry tips every day. Well, yes, you do otherwise in the surface, and that does happen. You're welcome for the information. I do peri tips every day as well as my love scopes for relationship coaching, so that's my main focus. And you can see myself all on catch.me, which is the place to put your periscopes. If you're new to Periscope, make sure you have a catch.me account. Oh, always, my pleasure to do. That's why I do this stuff. Sometimes it's because because for women, it's sometimes you're attractive that you'll get people following you. It doesn't do any content. They just want to look at you moving on the camera, which is really annoying. You did. I did my love scope right before this. I did that first. So it's now archived on Periscope and on catch.me. So as a plug again for another tip is you must have a catch.me account if you want to keep your periscopes after 24 hours. So, and all my previous scopes, and I've got peri tips for the last 4 weeks now, as well as love scopes every day as well for the last month and a half, all on Periscope, all on Catch, which is catch with a k.me/barryselby. Thank you, I appreciate you doing that. Well, it's been amazing. I'm getting donations, which is cracking me up. I love getting the tips out, but it's been such a gift beyond the hearts and the comments and the likes and the favorites, is getting people actually saying, I want to put money in your pocket. That's really cool. I mean, it's $5, $10, it's not a lot, but I'm feeling like it's $1 million. It's like, it's so nice that people feel valued that way, because I just give it out because I want to. I want to help you guys have better experience on Periscope. And it's kind of the thing I do out of the love of my heart, but it doesn't pay the bills. So if someone wants to throw money in this, I can, pays for my lunch or pays for my new iPhone, hint, hint. I'm getting an iPhone 6s Plus as soon as I can get the cash flow in place. Hearts are a byproduct. Yeah, hearts are value. I mean, when I broke through 100,000 hearts, which I did day before yesterday, it was such a oh my God. Yeah, no, the tip jar thing was, a friend of mine said it, I just did it. Exactly, coffee or whatever it's for. But I broke through 100,000 hearts. It was kind of wow, a milestone. It's so powerful because I've been in 2,000-3,000 hearts when I started last month on this, moving. And then one of my friends last night was at a birthday party saying, guys, keep tapping on the screen, I want to break 500,000 hearts. And I was like, oh man. No, I love the hearts because it just feels like I'm being heard and received. That's why I like the hearts. The number when it's 100,000 was like a special marker, wow, I've actually made an impact. So that's a value thing for insight. That's why I like the hearts. Obviously, it doesn't pay the bills. That's why I like the tip jar, and also like coaching clients and having people come to work with me. If it's works through book coaching now, which I'm doing, as well as in my love coaching. The tip jar is just a nice little why not? Someone go through PayPal and throw $1 in there, or throw in $100, or $5 for a latte. Either way is fine with me. So it's all good stuff. I love how you guys know each other. It's kind of cool that we have this, and that's not okay. This is not a tip. There's another observation about Periscope. Periscope is growing a new community. This is just rented space. Well, we're on a planet that's rented space, so yeah, I'm not going to go there. That's a whole big philosophical conversation. But think about Periscope backing up to that point. Yes, true. As they said at the Periscope Summit, authenticity, content, connection, 3 biggest qualities of Periscope. So it's good stuff. But what I want to say about Periscope is I've made new friends, like Yusuf and Lisa and some other people I've met, who I didn't know before. We may have crossed paths some other social circles at some point, but we're in different parts of the country, we're in different sorts of work, but somebody missed that. It wasn't me. Well, that's the thing, is that if they want to join my list, they can, but they want to follow me here, and as people follow me, they want to work with me. So Lisa said, you care more about hearts, the more hearts you get higher in the newsfeed, the more it people have access to. I was wondering about that. Thank you, Lisa, for that one. But I think to be in the higher in the newsfeed, you've got to be in the millions of hearts. I mean, there's some of the top people at 60, 70 million hearts. We are way below that. Most of us on here. Some of you guys are higher than me, way more higher, but I've only got 100,000, so I'm a baby in this game right now. So, no, yes, what's going on? I'm sorry, I missed the previous statement that you're responding to. I'll wait for you to come up again. Hearts during the scope. So, hearts during the scope, or the total hearts you've accumulated? Oh, so the more hearts you get during your scope whilst you're live, it gets higher in the listing. Is that what you're saying? So that you're recommended to some people? I think, frankly, it's about impact and business So as was said about building a mailing list, I've been building my mailing list mostly with people I got. It's from my summits I've been speaking on. People join me slowly through word of mouth, through social media, but most of the people on my list, the biggest number of people who join my list, came from the telesummits I spoke on. That's because I have a book. To be honest, this book has gotten me onto 7 telesummits this year, I believe. Alex Kahn is a sexy-voiced German model who's of Latin or Arabian descent. He's a god amongst women, apparently. He's going to get so many people following him. He's so cute, you know. That's good to know, Yusuf. Thank you for that. What I like about Hearts, though, is it shows people are participating. He's a male model. Well, yeah, that's part of it. He's easy on the eye, especially for the ladies. I'm not into him personally, but he's a good-looking guy. Frankly, the accent stops me as much as it attracts me. But that's actually, to be honest, Alex Pettit's one I like, because he's got so much information. And he's a young kid. He's like 26, 27, and he's an amazingly sharp kid. Knows all his stuff about Periscope, and I do steal some of his tips and share them, but I do give him props, to be honest, because I follow his stuff. In fact, right now I'm having a discussion with some friends of mine about Periscope split screen, because he demonstrated that 3 weeks ago. Sound like Arnold? I'm sure that was. Split screen, I believe, is not public. I don't think he actually did do split screen on Periscope, or if he did some cheat where he used some other app like Zoom or something and then shot it through the Periscope app. I don't know. Yes, that's true. So will followers too. Will reflect how active a scoper is. That's good to know. I've got to remember to keep talking about the comments. Alex Kahn is in the young version of Arnold. Actually, Yusuf, Alex Kahn is a better looking and taller version of Arnold. Very different. And, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian. Alex Kahn is from Germany, but he's actually from Arabian descent of some sort, I think. I'm not sure which country he's from originally. So, I love it. So, any other questions or thoughts? You've seen 2 million scopers that no longer broadcast. Well, who knows? I mean, maybe their phone broke, or maybe they just do something else. It's interesting because, again, Periscope's new app is a new app. It's been out since March, so there's only been 6 months in use. 10 million users, 100,000 active scopers if it's only 1% of those. That's a wide open field to play in. If you've got 1,000 hearts, you're way ahead of most people who haven't joined yet. So there's a lot of things coming. So I appreciate the hearts. You know, it's a question mark we don't have the answer to. Periscope is it's a beta. We're testing it. When there is yes, there is that. And I was surprised yesterday I did a love scope. There was a Q&A open forum, no topic decided, and it scoped for an hour because people were interested. I actually was kind of worrying because I had things to do and I was running out of time, but I kept going because people wanted value, which was wonderful to give that. So for anybody watching the scope, it might be tedious and boring now, but in the scope it was so active and so rich that we got going for an hour, which to me a scope should be like 5-10 minutes usually, and this one's been going for like almost an hour as well. Yes, I would say that's true. German versus Austrian is very close. Okay. Well, if you think they're good looking, both good looking. They're not my type personally, but the jinx. Did you miss all the good stuff? Actually, you were walking in the middle of the good stuff. We're talking about Alex Kahn, amongst other things. I started off, just to back everybody up again, keep talking amongst yourselves, those who've already heard this. Mum Shah, what I started talking about was about how that you've been able to do for a while now, both in, what was I going to say here? If you have Periscope, it's alright, on Periscope, let me rephrase that. It makes you giggle, I understand. So Shah, what you can do in Periscope is put live links in your profile, which I've done on mine. You can see it there if you look at it. You can only update it in the mobile app, by the way. You can't do it on the website version, but you can have the live links active both on the website and in your Periscope app. So in my scope, for example, I've got 2 live links. One is a consult link to my website to get a discovery session, and one button is a donate button to fill up my tip jar. So I put one out. So if you do that yourself, you can put, I mean, I don't know how many more links you put in. I've got 2 that work. So apparently you can do at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 in your profile. So a little tip for you. But then we got off to the future of Periscope, then we got into trolls, and now we're somewhere entirely different about Alex Kahn and a few other things. So Shah, you have 3 live links. That's the power of it. Now, I don't recommend, though, putting an email address link in there, because that is an opportunity for spammers to grab it. So I'd say a website link is much healthier, as in less risk of spam and junk. So just one side tip. And it's quiet down there now, just hearts conversation. So many stuff. Yeah, it wasn't planned that way. The way it came out. But to be honest, the vision of what Periscope can be has become a summary topic pretty much every day. I've talked about something else. It came back to that one. It seems to be very much on my mind the last few days since the Perry Summit I watched. So you're welcome. I'm pretty good at remembering. I'm going to get better at remembering. Again, Periscope is a great tool to get better at speaking and occasionally better at remembering stuff. I'm starting to remember people's names better from their handles, which is kind of stretching me, because some of those handles don't make any sense. That's why I like mine being my name. People know me on Periscope, on Skype, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the same way. It's my name makes it easy to find me, and my website too. So much easier. Yeah. Periscope is a great avenue for so many things. You know, it is. You don't say as much. The thing about Periscope, it's great to review what you've said, to replay your own scopes, because I've noticed certain words show up in my conversation more than they need to. I've been saying a lot lately, for some reason, the last few months. I tend to preface something by saying, yes, it's true, but also, I've noticed myself in the last few months, it is great for Toastmasters, I've prefaced certain statements by saying, but the truth is. Those 4 words have fallen in my conversations so many times. I'm going, am I trying to convince people it's the truth? I could just say what is. I'm actually going to join a Toastmasters. There's one close to where I live and where I work and where I go, so I'm thinking about going to that one myself, because I've got friends of mine who say it's a really good resource. The thing with Toastmasters is it's very structured. Finally see the girls throw in the virtual underwear. Alex. Oh yes, that is interesting indeed. Oh, you have, Yusuf. Hasn't slowed you down much, has it? You're faster than I am, and I'm a pretty fast talker. Wait for the comments to come through. Best thing to read slide spread. I love it. It's potent. Yes. Yeah, that. Thank you, Shaw. You just said it. That's what Yusuf, one of Yusuf's catchphrases. Okay, I love that one. In fact, that Yusuf, I love you would say that, because it's so funny. Or crumpets? Are you talking about the English bread, or are you talking about something else? Yusuf, I love watching scopes too. You really are fun. And you're on it. You tell people stuff, you teach people stuff, and you're fast, which frankly works for me. So I love your scopes. I'm glad I get to follow you as well. Anything else? I love you hosting this conversation instead of sliced bread. Oh, well, see, I live in California, where they have Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's carries English crumpets, which is a rarity over here. So the teach you leadership, different styles of speech, listening, etc. is true. Periscope is a great platform for so many things, and I recommend it for that reason as well. So, yes. Are you English, or just have a fascination with crumpets there? That's Terry. Okay, sorry to get your name there. Yeah, I've had pancakes all day. One of my friends brought her school bus RV down to a spiritual center and was making pancakes all morning, so I stuffed myself. So, oh, you're a chef. Oh, I see. That's another thing I love about having Periscope. It brings so many people into the conversation from so many different backgrounds. It's really a platform. It's a leveler, and it's a level platform to play on. So yeah, it's really fun. That would be good. Can you set your phone up on a tripod or your iPad on a tripod and do demonstrations and food cooking? A friend of mine does smoothies and stuff, and does fridge investigations of clients, show what they have in their fridge and the ingredients and stuff with her iPhone doing Periscope. You could do a Periscope on cooking if you really want to be sharing your skills. One of the hats you wear. Aha. That would be cool. Yeah, Terry, that would be fun to do. It is. One of my friends in Texas, Austin, who's a really big Periscoper, she's such a sweetheart. Her and her husband just celebrated their anniversary. She makes mala beads on Periscopes, explaining why she does it, how she does it. People do readings with her over Periscope. So, yeah. I mean, I say please tap on the hearts because it's fun to do, but you don't have to. I forget about half the time. But she has got, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of hearts and probably, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 followers because she's so heartfelt. And she does tarot readings. And she makes mala beads. Not like these ones, but with precious stones. And people love her. So, who knew that would be an avenue for business? Because she's got people coming in as clients and buying her mala beads. She makes them custom for people. That's very cool. Her name is, her handle is Thrive with Sarah, with OH, by the way, if you want to follow her. Whenever someone asks for a follow, my response is, where are we going? Well then, so Shah, just for you, please tap on the heart screen and share with your followers. There, you've had it. No, I told you. You're happy now. Anything else? Anyone else got any comments, thoughts? I know we're going all over the map on this one, but it's fine. I'm totally relaxed. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm not focused on stuff. You ask in the middle and at the end of a scope. For hearts or for shares? Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can share. And also in the replay, you can always tap the screen in the replay. So it's nice at the end of the scope to let people know they can watch the replay, share it with their friends, and then go back and tap on the replay to add hearts, etc. as well. So I'm loving the hearts. I'm just going to do something here because I can update. That's the one thing about having on the web. I forgot about this because I couldn't do it on my profile. But having my computer behind me, I can see my actual heart count go up on the web view. It's considered share bait or comment bait some places online. I understand that. See, the thing is, I only put out requests for hearts, like pushing it was when I was like 99,000 or 98,000 to get to 100,000. Because that was kind of like, let's get over 100,000, it was fun. If I was 30,000 away, I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't be cool. That's true. And that's the thing. I mean, that's why I'm doing that's why I'm doing Perry Tips every day. I'm part of the Perry Newbies group, is to mentor the people who are new how to do Periscope more easily, more successfully, and get going. Because so many people look at Periscope, and besides being afraid to speak and being seen on camera, they don't have to use the app. So if I can give them guidance and tips to make their approach to Periscope easier, like how to do titles more easily, how to get started, how to do location, how to share on Twitter, what the different buttons mean, how to start, how to end, how to tell people to share, to follow you, and everything else, that gets people started. So my joy is helping people get better at Periscope. That's why I do it. Yes, we are. It's so fun. I just got started. I was only on joined Perry News this past week. I've been on 2 other groups. Because Periscope, that's the other thing Periscope does, it creates communities. Right. But Periscope is creating communities online. Teak? Like teaching people proper teak is definitely necessary. Sorry, when you say one again, share about your catch link they can't give, I didn't catch what you said there. True, yes, it is, and I keep learning. I've figured out, here's one thing, this is a bit of admission. I've been using Periscope for about 2 months. I didn't know Perry etiquette, yeah, exactly, that was the thing I couldn't in my head, couldn't wrap my word around it. I didn't know that if I tap on someone's comment, I could hit reply to them and share it directly to that person. I was, up till about a month and a half ago, I was typing in their handle as best I could to try and respond to them, not realizing it, just tap on it and hit reply. I've seen that reply thousands of times, hundreds of times. I didn't realize I could tap on it. How duh was that? So I'm always learning new things about Periscope. I learned about the update they made when iPhone 6s came out. As I was telling people not to use earphones again because the Periscope wasn't working with iPhone 6s properly, the update dropped as I was doing the Periscope. So I had to go back and rescind it. So Periscope's a changing environment, you know. And that's the thing about Periscope. It is a learning experience. And the great thing is, if you do a Periscope, it doesn't work, don't save it. Or 24 hours, it's gone anyway. Periscope is a cool place to play. I recommend it highly. It's a good environment. Yeah, Periscope's fun. I had someone that didn't know they could block, and they had been so frustrated with spammers. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the great thing, is that all of us have been using Periscope for a while. We become teachers for those who don't. Our friends who go, I'm getting on Periscope, how do I do something? They phone you up, and it's like, well, do this now. Yes, that's why my phone is plugged in to a power cable. I don't do Periscopes without power unless I'm just going to be away from power for a few minutes, or I plug a battery into it. I'm an iPhone 5S, and my battery's really been thrown for a loop that way, and I do all my Periscopes, actually 99% of Periscopes are on Wi-Fi. Because the other thing, it sucks battery life, it sucks your data plan too. And if you do a lot of periscopes outdoors, watch your data plan go down. If you don't have unlimited data, you're going to be in trouble. If you do have unlimited data, you're probably going to get throttled and your periscopes won't work anyway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mine's plugged in most of the time. You know, because the other thing is with periscope, it doesn't show the battery in the top of the screen, so you don't know how bad your battery is until you get a warning at 20% or 10%. Then it's too late. So it's good to get plugged in and keep it plugged in when you're doing periscopes. I don't do many periscopes that suck your soul. It doesn't suck your soul. Yeah, I have a battery charger too, you know, plug it in and away you go. There's a guy I know out here, last name's Cinemato. He's a filmmaker, and what he did was he built a rig for his iPhone, which was a 6, I think, I don't remember. But he basically made it out of like metal construction stuff. It does suck your time, I know, but frankly, some scopes I watch are way more valuable than watching TV or watching Facebook. Just my point of view. He made a mount for it where the phone velcroed to the mount, and he had a cross piece. And behind the cross piece was a battery pack plugged into the phone and a receiver for his wireless lavalier. That was a kit, and it handled it too. A timer, yeah, it's true. Actually, a timer would be good. But if they let you see the battery indicator of your phone in the top of the screen, that'd be nice. It could too, you know. Shah, you look at me instead of TiVo? I'm so grateful. Thank you for that. That's cute. This scope went on way longer than I planned, so I'm about ready to get off and do some other things, like get some dinner or something. I don't have cable. I have internet. I don't watch TV much. I get stuff I want over the web. Watch it that way. I'm beating out Grey's Anatomy. Damn, could I get that on my branding, please? I get a t-shirt. I'm more viewed than Grey's Anatomy. That would be a good marketing piece. Yeah, I watch online too. All right, thank you, Terry, for being here. Say, do some scopes on your cooking. Like, have your phone set up with a tripod or something with somebody holding it and watch you cooking. That'd be great. Yeah, and it's the bio. Well, that's the thing, yes, because that is the thing. Periscope is going to be available as an Apple TV app as soon as they release the new Apple TV, which means you can watch Periscope on your big screen. How many TV shows can you watch then? Of course, then we must almost switch the landscape as soon as that happens. Yeah, Netflix, maybe Hulu, or Periscope. I do watch Comedy Channel online because I get the shows directly that way too, and on the iPhone app too. So this Periscope's changed directions a few times. This scope. I love it. Thanks for all being here, by the way. It's been a fun conversation to participate with you and watch it go by too, so much appreciated. Anything else before I wrap up? Seems like we're on. Oh, what Comedy Central shows do I like? To be honest, it's The Nightly, because I love that show and I had to know the guy who runs it. And also The Daily Show, especially now starting on Monday with the new Daily Show starts up with Trevor Noah, which I want to watch. And that's all on Comedy Central, usually the day after it shows on channel. To be honest, my real passion is sci-fi stuff, and Sci-Fi Network stuff is off the air right now because they're in regular season for regular shows, so I do watch Doctor Who. So that's one show I do watch. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was a kid, and it's one of my favourite shows because it's just so silly and fun, and makes you think, which I like, shows that make you think. So, yeah. So, Lupita, you're just joining us. I'm not going to recap everything, unless you really want me to, but we've covered a bit of turf since I started with the whole live links in your Periscope bio. There, that's the first tip. The rest of it, we're just gone all over the map. Periscope is definitely a game changer, life changer, and what you watch, what you choose to follow and see. So it's a great resource. So, yeah, I'm just happy to see that happen. So, you know, any other questions, any other thoughts before I wrap up? But yeah, sorry, speaking of the last point, by the way, you do need to watch your data plan for your iPhone if you do a lot of outdoor scopes, and you do need to keep your phone plugged into a battery source or to the power supply if you do a lot of scoping as well, because it sucks your battery and it sucks your data plan. So Wi-Fi and power are good resources for your scopes, which gives you kind of a land lock. But if you're doing teaching, that makes sense. If you have it in front of a whiteboard or just in front of your computer or in front of yourself, so that works. In the case, sitting on a chair in front of the screen on a tripod makes it easy. So that's really what is recommended for Periscope as well. So that was like 7 tips I've given out in this one. Keys to make your Periscope journey easier. All right, anything else before I wrap up? Seems like it's going quiet. Any more thoughts, questions, ideas, discussions? No? Going once? Thank you for the hearts. Going twice. Any comments? Any thoughts? Last call? Last call for alcohol or something. You still here? Everybody still here watching? I don't think there's anybody else here watching right now. Okay. Okay, well, great. Well, thanks for being Jinx. I appreciate being here. And it's been good dialogue for everybody. I'm grateful everyone was here. And I'm going to sign off now because I've been on scoping for an hour and a half. Oh, you're welcome. It was a good conversation and really enjoyed it. So have fun, get out of the scope, and I'll be back on again tomorrow with my Perry tips and my love scopes. And you can watch my archives here on Spirit Scope for today. And thank you. I appreciate it. Share with your followers and friends about me. Let them follow me. My archive's on catch.me/barryselby, and I'll be on again with live stuff tomorrow. All right? Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you soon.